Working with people, leading a team, managing a project. Why do we always wonder what's the best way to do all of that? I think it's because there's usually a huge emphasis on company culture and processes, but almost none on practical advice. That's why today I'm gonna cover the best practical methods that have worked for me in the many years of leading teams. Listen carefully and take notes. Welcome to the Focus Rage channel. As we all know, there are certain values that a person needs to have to be a great leader. Values like integrity, dignity, temperance, justice, and much more. This video was going to be on those, however, after having second thoughts, I actually decided that such a topic would be quite useless. Useless because regardless of the information or training that a person can receive, learning and embedding these values or virtues inside of yourself is something that strictly depends on the individual.
So as it turns out, unless you're a young child or prison inmate, you don't need anyone supervising you. People just come in and do their work on their schedule. Imagine that.
People are affected by their upbringing, life experience, and mostly their addictions, I would say. So focusing on these values is something that won't really help most leaders. Providing practical advice on how to work with their team, on the other hand, now that might be a bit more consistent approach for improvement. Still, have in mind that without having the main human virtues that you can read about in any psychology book, following these activities could feel quite unnatural and might even be difficult at times. Continue to work on that, it's fine.
What is wrong with you? No.
He came right up to me.
No.
When
You
brought
playing
her to
this
work.
whole thing, slinking around a bar like some low budget lounge. Lothario. No. Don't apologize now.
Time for 22, I don't know, elements of being a great leader. First one, I need to be able to follow to understand why people would follow me. This is the reason why so many leaders from a sports background know a bit better what needs to be done inside of a team. They had a coach in the past, they had been trained in the discipline and mutual respect that is needed for the team to function, and it's easier for them to implement those. I would find an interest in group training, sports or whatever, not solo fitness, and go do that regularly. Regardless of how I feel there, I would have to follow the coach. This will easily explain to me how to establish a better relationship with the members of my team.
The contracts are voided? The contracts are voided? Holy shit! Oh, mother...
Michael, give me my money back. Michael, do you hear me? I want my money back.
2. Every person in the team needs to be provided with the opportunity for growth into a higher position. People stay and follow not just for me, but also for them. I owe them the chance to get promoted. That's why I would have one-on-one discussions with them on what their aim is inside of the company. Afterwards, I'll help them by addressing their strong and weak points and creating a training plan dedicated to their goals. Last but not least, promote them when they deserve it. That's the main difference between fake work culture and actual businesses that nurture talent.
This isn't elementary school. This is hard work, long hours, high pressure. I need a grown goddamn man.
You give me this, and I will work as hard as it takes to school those Harvard douches and become the best lawyer you have ever seen.
Help the channel get promoted in the algorithm by subscribing and ringing the bell. Please do me that favor, it means a ton to me. 3. After this point, let me ask you, what do you think follows after a promotion?
A casual approach to work, laziness.
Training a new team member. Oh no, what are we gonna do now? This is where most attrition issues come from, as crazy as that sounds. Leaders that do not know how to train people in their craft tend to hide this fact even from themselves. This creates for them an internal anxiety at certain moments and pressure from different sources to maintain the team as it is. And maintaining the team as it is means tolerating bad members and not promoting good ones. What are you even thinking?
But I'm just trying to survive.
Find a nice book, a training plan, or even a channel like mine. At the very least, copy and paste what you hear there and try to implement it. Best case for us as leaders is obviously to just become better at our job and learn how to train the employees.
Get it! 18!
You know me, son.
Get it! 19!
You know me, son.
Yeah! 20! You got some more in you! 21! Yeah! Get it again!
4. The team must be introduced to transparent communication. I'd practice daily in team meetings and one-on-ones to simply lead by questions, not statements, and address the challenges through the eyes of the people, not through my eyes. Nobody cares what I think, as much as I like myself, before they say what their own opinion is. Additionally, listening to the team before I say anything will allow me to rephrase or even change my answer depending on what I hear. Never underestimate that one aspect of your responsibilities.
Your stupidity might be your one saving grace.
Huh?
Don't me, Greek boy.
5. Teamwork. We all know it and I still have to mention it. Make sure to implement team games constantly, not just sometimes, all the time. Separate if necessary the members into multiple teams to make it even more challenging. What you can also do is create internal meetings that are not related to the usual responsibilities of the team and provide them with a task and space where they could work together on it. Crucial, daily appraise every single person that collaborates or helps a team member. 6. Main topics with the team should not be business or process. I usually make sure to keep team meetings and one-on-ones lighthearted and focused on the human aspect, the relationships, and making it fun with stories or random topics.
World War II veteran. Killed 20 men, then spent the rest of the war in an Allied prison camp. My father battled blood pressure and obesity all his life. Different kind of fight.
So many managers start those talks with business and process and systems and problems and... really. Nobody likes that. Stop it. Business and process should be secondary and added with a touch of healthy discussion, not me ordering them what to do. Just this one point will separate you from 90% of the leaders out there.
In my opinion, it can't be done.
Now, similar to the topic above, but I've seen more than enough to know that I have to mention it. 7. Always ask how the team feels about a certain change of process or responsibilities. Going deep into how and why they think about a certain process allows me to realize what needs to be done to adjust it properly. You will be amazed how much your project and business will start to improve after you start including your team into new process ideas. 8. Each problem in the team should be considered as a separate situation. Don't have prejudice, don't overestimate or underestimate people. That's it.
If I wanted it, you'd be dead already.
Breathe it in. That's fear. You're not brave. Men are brave.
9. Chasing targets or tasks should be supported by the manager in an individual manner. Each team member has their own capacity to work at, and I can always increase that if I use their pace, not mine. Improvement is about adapting to the individual, not the task. This will ultimately lead to a team that can deal with any task or challenge. 10. The leader must be capable of every single thing that the team members do as work. A certain amount of respect, big or small, will be lost if the team can do tasks that I cannot. Additionally, the same thing would happen if the team senses or knows that they are better than me at something. They might not always show it, but this would constantly affect their communication with me without me even knowing it.
I'm stronger. I'm smarter. I'm better. I am better.
11. Resilience. The leader is the head of all action. If the team feels that I'm a bit down, negative or frustrated in a depressive way, that would affect them much more than anything else. It would also extend the duration of the issue and worsen the situation. I try to constantly practice self-awareness, reminding myself what my bad responses are usually in such situations and repeating in my mind what a good response would look like. Visualizing both of those helps a lot. 12. Team meetings meant for open discussion on topics related to improvement. Alright, let me explain. This is a great way to build true culture inside of your team. Having weekly or bi-weekly meetings dedicated to topics such as what is responsibility, how do we assess loyalty, what is dignity, or anything else that comes to your mind from that field. The best case here is that the team actually gives the subject, not me. This, in short, helps boost moral and the mental capabilities of the team members.
What you're saying is extremely misogynistic.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm saying that you're being sexist.
No, I'm being misogynistic.
When I got my haircut chart, you asked me if I was a lesbian.
When we get mad, you always ask us if we're on our periods.
I have to know whether you're serious or not.
I wish I could menstruate. If I could menstruate, I wouldn't have to deal with idiotic calendars anymore. I'd just be able to count down from my previous cycle.
13. One-on-ones in the team should be led by the team member, not the manager. Many do the opposite, and in the long run, this usually leads to one big nothing. The theme of the discussion should be varying from personal to the business side of things. The main idea of a one-on-one is not to improve your business, which it will if you do it properly, but to improve the day, week, month, of this person. Nothing else. That's it. Psychological talks, personal ideas, stories, anything like that. Sometimes it's on the surface, other times it's quite deep. Overall, this is a great way to understand the mentality of your team members.
My job dictates that I must have my men enter your home and conduct a thorough search before I can officially cross your family's name off my list.
14. Each member of the team should have a long-term goal that they are striving for in their personal life, not usually related to your business. A team member without a higher aim is a person that will eventually lack at some or many things related to the business, which in return will affect their performance and the results of the team. So this is not just about helping them as a person, but it's also about securing the productivity of the team. If they do not have a long-term goal for themselves, my job as a leader and hopefully a friend is to help them find one. Now, there are times that this doesn't work, but I always try.
Grown-ups fight with their heads. That's where the real battle is. Up here, in the grave. Spoke me up, bro. Come on down to the gym, we'll see what we can do with you.
15. Arguments are healthy and build strong relationships between people. Those relationships in return build a strong team. I always try to create space where open dialogue between team members is allowed on all topics. Have you had those managers that literally stop you in your tracks when you have an argument with your colleague, like, stop, this is not the place, this is not the time, or whatever, right? And then you continue to argue after work or somewhere in the middle of work and nothing happens, it actually worsens the situation. That's exactly what I mean. I would always help them understand each other regardless of the argument, and I won't stop the discussion at the slightest sign of debate, as long as it's respectful, of course. As a leader, I need to know how to guide those arguments with questions and help them get to a mutual conclusion. This is an ongoing process that you're always gonna have, and it requires quite a clever mind, so make sure to train yourself in sales strategies.
I just want you to know how...
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration? I didn't mean to do that. Please, continue.
16. Always be calm and kind. Wow. Such innovation. But look, seriously, take this one point as a warning, a big warning. It's okay to maybe lose some nerves at home, with friends or even with family. It happens to all of us. However, if I lose my temper in front of the team just once, I've just lost a ton of trust that took me a long time to build. Please do not make that one mistake regardless of how you feel. It's okay to be serious, focused or centered, but shouting or doing something worse, no. No.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
17. First, lift up the spirit, then finish talking last. Start off any team meeting and one-on-one with the most relaxed and positive tone and energy that you can give. Emphasis on the word give, not gain. I'm gonna sound like some kind of a hippie now, but look, just imagine yourself that you're the sun in the team and each morning you have to shine a light on them, wake them up and make sure they have a good start of the day.
Get your bunks made and get your uniforms on. Police call will commence in 2 minutes. Private Cowboy, Private Joker. Sir, yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir.
After everything, finish the meeting with the exact same energy. This allows the team members to remove most of the pressure from work. True productivity hides inside of those details. 18. Especially for those in the corporate world. If you wanna have the highest results out of any team or project, you must put your team before the company. Do not vent on the team the way higher-ups vent on you. Do not transfer problems to the team the way that they were presented to you. Do not control your team the way your director is trying to control you. There will never be an employee that is able to like the company more than they are able to like a good manager. If you follow these steps, regardless of the challenges or problems, because every project is different, your results will be phenomenal. Your company will thank you afterwards. Your company will thank you afterwards. Stop. No, sorry. We are not putting that inside of the video, okay? I cannot guarantee that. 19. Be a filter. As kind of mentioned in the one above, one of my main responsibilities as a leader is to translate the communication between higher-ups and the team. If the team needs something, I need to translate it through my filter to the directors in a way that it's beneficial to the company's revenue, for instance. If there's some negative feedback or trouble coming from top, my job as a manager is to not place that weight on the shoulders of the team. team. My main duty here is to leave all the weight on me and transfer only the necessary and constructive details to the team. This is one of the main skills that a leader should have to create a well-working and stable team.
There's a prototype fin. The thing I wore on my head, there's a drawer next to the bunk. It's in that. It's red. You got it?
We're almost at the end. I cannot believe it. This has been too much. Give trust first. This point is mainly in use with new team members. My trust is given to them initially when we first meet. And that's why you need to have a good hiring process, right? I don't silently request from them to earn my trust. The feeling of having to prove yourself to someone that you don't even know is overwhelmingly negative. Only after giving my trust can that new team member fail me. Now, in the case that happens, we will simply stick to one of the points above. It's all situational and I, as a leader, should be able to evaluate if this is a big problem or just a mistake. Be wise.
No, you know what it is? I don't trust you.
21. Evaluating with yourself the quality of the team members' performance and use of systems. Working through an hour, a couple of hours, half a day, whenever I have time, on the processes, responsibilities, tasks that the team usually performs is something that I would often do. Then I'd use one of our usual one-on-ones, we don't need a separate meeting for this, and simply ask and see how they do the same. Afterwards, if there's any differences and I see a better way to do it, I'd present my viewpoint through questions, not orders. Again, it's so easy to do this, it's not even funny how managers make mistakes here and push and vent on their teams about such topics.
We have the situation under control.
Another faulty meter, you're wasting our time.
I checked the meter against the control. How'd you get that number from feed water leaking from a blown tank? You don't. Then what the f*** are you talking about? You didn't see graphite. I did. You didn't. You didn't! Because it's not there!
22. What the f*** am I doing? Retain loyalty. This one point deserves a whole video actually. Nonetheless, let me just give you one small tip here. To create a nurturing environment for hard workers and talent, sometimes it's necessary to give up on people. It's completely fine to work with people that have bad results but are trying to improve. Actually, in my opinion, it's a must. Please do it. I love them. I've always been a fan of underdogs. Me myself, actually, that's how I started. It required a lot of work to learn what I'm doing today. However, tolerating team members that have a toxic behavior is a big no-no. Waiting on lazy and neglectful individuals to magically start providing good results after ignoring all of your advice and training is also a pretty bad idea. Keeping people like that around demotivates your top performers and the people that have potential to grow and allows them to start thinking in a detached way from work. Please do not ruin your team in such a dumb way.
Look, I'm all about loyalty. In fact, I feel like part of what I'm getting paid for here is my loyalty. But if there were somewhere else that valued that loyalty more highly, I'm going wherever they value loyalty the most.
There you go, 22 useful tips on how to work with a team. Everything that I said in this video comes from personal experience and has always been effective. Additionally, it has helped me to love my job and my colleagues as well. It has helped me create friends and lasting relationships. There are much more than 22 points of what to do, so maybe we can focus on more some other time. For now, how you follow these responsibilities of yours towards the team and how you gain influence as a leader is by simply giving value to people every single day. Intentionally supporting people. Intentionally, constantly. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate you all. Please subscribe and follow the channel. I will continue to provide the most valuable and accessible content out there on such topics. I really hope that I've been helpful to you. Stick to the channel, stick to yourself, and stick together. Cheers!